Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Hello and welcome to the news here on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. IKEA signs a mega deal with the Tata Group company, buys a 20-acre MIDC plot from the Tata Group in the Trans-Thane Creek. That's a Magic Bricks Now exclusive. In Mumbai, Derna residents are piling on the pressure on the civic body, have started a letter campaign to ensure the Derna dumping ground is cleared of garbage. Master blaster Sachin Tendulkar also pads up in support for the right to clean air. Trouble mounts for Art of Living Foundation. Delhi Development Authority tells court that the foundation has flouted several rules and alleged that they did not take requisite permissions. Right to our top story, and it's a Magic Bricks Now exclusive. The world's largest furniture retailer, IKEA, has signed a mega deal with the Tata Group company. The company has bought a 20-acre MIDC plot from the Tata Group in the Trans-Thane Creek. We have Amita Balachandra joining us with the big exclusive details on that story. Amita, what have you been picking up so far?
You're hearing it first right here on Magic Bricks Now, Krishna. IKEA has bought land, a 20-acre MIDC plot from, the Tata Group company in the Thane-Belapur Road, or Trans-Thane Creek. That's what we're picking up so far. Sources tell us that the agreement has already been signed and it's about to open its first store in Thane. Also remember, IKEA has already bought land in Telangana, in Hyderabad. In fact, it's about to open its first store in Hyderabad in 2017, and it's looking to buy land in other metro cities as well. But for now, in Mumbai, Thane is the word coming in.
Amita Balachandra there with that big exclusive story on IKEA's first store set to come up. Amita, I know it for a fact that you can't wait. I'm telling you that I can't wait as well to go shopping in IKEA as soon as that store comes up in Thane. But thank you so much for bringing us that big exclusive. Moving on to the PIL filed against the Art of Living Foundation. The Delhi Development Authority today told the court that the foundation has violated rules. The DDA lawyer alleged that construction has been done on the Yamuna river bank and that the foundation did not take requisite permissions from other authorities. The PIL concerns the upcoming World Culture Festival to be held on the Yamuna river bank. The Sri Sri Ravi Shankar-led foundation, meanwhile, has maintained that no rules have been broken. We have Deepa Rana, who has been tracking this case, who spoke, in fact, to the foundation's lawyer. Listen to that conversation.
Is it correct that the allegation made on you about pontoon bridges and ramps being made, VIP entries being made, is it correct that you have violated NGT norms?
That is not possible. Once again, I reiterate, it is not possible. We only started building of pontoon bridges after getting due consent from UP irrigation, because that area is under that area of the floodplain comes under UP irrigation. As far as the pontoon is concerned, people otherwise cannot reach the floodplain. So they understand that. Secondly, one pontoon is actually being made, volunteered to be made by the army personnel. So there's no question of tampering with any authorities, first and foremost. There's no question of causing any damage to the river. Once again, these pontoons are actually tailor-made for river purpose, to cross over, and they are temporary. Once the event is over, the pontoon goes. So that is well within the permission and well within the vision for people to reach the venue.
The DDA has clearly said that that they did not allow the stage, and in fact the eco-friendly material which was supposed to be used is not used.
Once, please take it on record. DDA did not say they didn't allow the stage. They only said that the word used is a platform. So there's a debate about whether platform is a stage and a stage is a platform. Everything is subject to a literal meaning here. We are opening up dictionaries. For example, DDA today said that we asked Art of Living to take permission from authorities, and when authorities, its authorities would also mean NGT, to which the tribunal, honorable tribunal, took an exception that told the DDA that permission from authorities doesn't mean permission from the tribunal. So like that, we can take a little meaning of everything, and plus everything was explained to them. It's on record that we are celebrating 35 years and we have people from 150 countries and we are expecting these many people. So everything was known to them. it was verified for them by them.
On to the other big story that we're tracking over here. The Bombay High Court has decided in their favour, but Devna residents are not letting up the pressure on the government just yet. Remember, just this week, the Bombay High Court wrapped the BMC and banned new constructions in Mumbai. Following this, the civic body also submitted a detailed garbage disposal plan to the court. But Devna residents are not budging. Aishwarya Paliwal caught up with them earlier in the day and is standing by with the details on that front. Aishwarya, tell me, how are the residents viewing this order and what are they planning to do going forward?
Residents definitely lauded High Court order, but that's not the end of it. The residents are now looking at doing a letter campaign. Till now, currently 2,500 letters have been signed, and these signatures have been taken from kids as young as 5 years old, and they have been ranging to elderly people. What they are looking at doing is that they want to compile 10,000 such letters and they want to send it to the Chief Minister's office. They are saying that they want to keep the pressure building on the authorities so that swift action can be taken. And not just that, a latest addition to this voice is Sachin Tendulkar. Yes, Master Blaster has written a letter to BMC Commissioner Ajoy Mehta and he has requested Ajoy Mehta to take swift action, as he believes that this dumping is not just injurious for the residents who stay close by, it's also havoc for all those citizens who live in the city of Mumbai.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for that. None other than Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar coming to the rescue of the residents in Devna. In fact, to the rescue of all Mumbai citizens. On that note, I would like to thank the Master Blaster for doing that. But to give us a better idea how this could impact the market and your property purchase, we are being joined now by Pankaj Kapoor of Liaz's Foras. Pankaj, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Bricks Now. Your own report says that the Mumbai market is turning, sales have picked up. In that backdrop, how will this order, impact the market going forward? Tell us.
Any order which comes which curtails the flow of supply generally give rise to the speculations of real estate prices. So my own sense is the government must have, or the High Court must have thought that let's give a wake-up call to the BMC so that they can start acting. But having said that, stopping a construction is not the right way of doing it, because today I'm seeing that moderately we are achieving kind of efficiencies. We are seeing some kind of a sales are improving because prices have stopped rising. So the people's affordabilities are, the gap between prices and affordabilities are reducing, and that's what is converting into sales. Any such stoppage in the construction generally give opportunity to the developer to start increasing the prices.
Pankaj, so you believe that this order will not bode well for the citizens. So tell us, how will this impact prices as far as the property market is concerned in the city?
Absolutely. The moment you choke the flow of the supply, it will always give rise to the prices. And today's price is not interacting to consumer. Consumer can't afford. If further rise in the prices, you'll see more speculators making a gain, and the urban economics will go for the toss.
All right, Pankaj, finally, before we let you go, tell us what advice do you have for the new home buyer out there, someone who's looking to buy, at this stage in this market?
My own sense is that it will further result into more delays. So one has to be more cautious. If someone is looking into that certain timeline for moving into in his own house, then they have to be little wary about such kind of orders generally, and we do not know when they will remove these impositions. It could be 3 months, 6 months, or sometimes they take many more years. So, and that will give a rise to the delays. So one side we are sitting down and talking about consumer complaints, but such orders also are reasons for these delays. One cannot only blame the developers for it.
Pankaj Kapoor of Liaz's Foras, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here and putting that into perspective. But we're not letting go of the story just as yet. We need to understand what the BMC is planning to do going forward. And to understand that better, we are being joined now by Mr. Vinod Shaler, BMCs Cooperator. Vinod, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Bricks. Now tell us, how will BMC's revenue get affected by this order?
Definitely it is going to affect BMC, because when you are stopping constructions, automatically all the taxes and all the other revenues, premium and etc. that the BMC is supposed to get, there will be a lot of pressure on that. And also at the same time fungible FSI and other whatever benefits we are getting from last 2-3 years, all those will get affected, and naturally our revenue budget will get disturbed.
Okay, I also want to check with you, going forward, how is the BMC looking to tackle this menace which is already seems to have gotten out of hand?
See, BMC is very much serious about this topic. No doubt we are not that successful the way we should be, but we have already floated our tenders for Mulund dumping yard, and within 3 to 4 to maybe within 2-3 months, I think there will be a good result about that. And what type of technology we should adopt, also a lot of brainstorming has been done by the authorities also. And it's a global tender, so people from all over globe, they are participating in this. And this time we are very much sure that we will get through this problem.
Mr. Vinod Shelar, BMC Cooperator, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here and giving us those details on what BMC's plans are as far as this is concerned. But we here at Magic Bricks now, we take the issue of clean air very seriously and are with the Deona residents in their fight for the right to breathe. If this is an issue you feel strongly about as well and would like to pledge your support to the letter campaign, write to us at feedback@mbnow.in. We promise we will send across your letters of support to the residents of Deonar and make sure that this issue is taken up and a solution is found at the earliest. Moving on. Bengaluru has come to a standstill today after angry farmers from drought-hit districts of Karnataka took to the streets demanding a permanent solution for the drinking water crisis in the state. Hundreds of farmers driving tractors stormed into the city to lay siege to the Vidhan Sauda. Daily commuters suffered as traffic was disrupted. Areas near Hoskote and KR Puram were the worst affected, throwing Bengaluru's already difficult traffic into a tizzy. The police had to resort to a lathi charge to bring the situation under control. Let's remind you, just last year, the state witnessed more than 1,000 farmers' suicides, the highest in a decade. And with the summers fast approaching, this year, the situation could worsen. Authorities asked the farmers to demonstrate at the city's Freedom Park as of today. Straight to the action from the Parliament today, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed against constant disruptions but spiked the peace offering with caustic sarcasm. He said that when Parliament is not allowed to do business, the opposition is as much a loser as the party in power. A number of key bills are expected to be discussed in the budget session of the Parliament. This includes the GST bill and, of course, the one that all home buyers are waiting for, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority bill. Listen to what PM Modi had to say.
विपक्ष में भी ऐसे होनहार सांसद है, ऐसे तेजस्वी सांसद है, और मैं मानता हूं उनको सुनना, उनके विचार अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी एसेट है। लेकिन अगर सदन चलेगा तो उनको बोलने का अवसर मिलेगा। अगर वो बोलेंगे तो बहुत उनकी जय जयकार होगी। तब हमारा क्या होगा, ये चिंता सता रही है। से कहा जाता है कि ये तो हमारे समय का है, ये तो हमारी देन है। कुछ बातें ऐसी हैं जो आप ही की तो देन है। बहस के दौरान अगर सदन की गरिमा और मर्यादा बनी रहे तो हम अपनी बात और मजबूती से रख पाएंगे और साथ ही साख भी बना पाएंगे। ये उपदेश नरेंद्र मोदी का नहीं है, ये भारत के भूतपूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान राजीव गांधी का है।
Shifting focus then to Bengaluru. If you're a citizen of North Bengaluru or Whitefield, the price of that home you want to buy over there may go up. Ahead of BBMP's budget meet for the financial year 2016-17, the Department of Stamps and Registration in Bengaluru plans to revise the guidance values by 10 to 30% in the IT hub of India. Which are the areas that will be impacted the most? We have Amita Balachandra getting us those details.
That's right, homes in Bengaluru are set to get costlier, especially with the BBMP mandating to hike guidance values by nearly 30% by April 1st, 2016, post their budget meet in March. Now, what we're hearing is that this revision will not be the same across the city. It's going to differ in certain areas, and the areas that are going to be impacted the most are Sadashiv Nagar in North Bengaluru, there's Dollars Colony, there's Jayanagar, and even Whitefield in the peripheral ring road. Now, obviously, guidance value is based on the market value. It is nothing but the market value at which the property has to be registered with the state government, post which there will be a stamp duty that will be levied of about 6.69%. Now, of course, this extra buck is only going to be passed by the developer to the home buyer.
Thank you, Amita, for that update. Now, moving on, Paramus Realty is gearing up to enter the commercial market and will launch its Kurla commercial project in another year and a half. Speaking on the sidelines of the launch of their Baikala residential product, Paramus Realty's Executive Director Anand Paramal gave my colleague Ruchit Deshpande details of their commercial foray. Listen in.
We have in Kurla about 25%, as you said, of our portfolio is in commercial. We have in Kurla about 16.5 acres of land, and about in a year we'll have the office complex that will be ready to be occupied. It's done by Callison from Seattle, one of the world's leading architects, and it promises to be one of the best office complexes in our city. A residential and commercial mix is a good idea. Residential allows you to get in capital upfront and to generate revenues early on and cash flow. But commercial in the long run gives you a stable annuity like cash flows.
And would you be open to invest in REITable properties?
So we are investing in commercial assets as well. We're looking at both residential and commercial. And if the right opportunity is there, we will always look at options for REITs too.
Budget announcements had tax exemptions specifically to give a boost to affordable housing, say 30 square meters inside the metro and 60 square meters outside. Do you think it's realistic? Is it a boost for affordable housing?
When I came back from my time abroad, I actually wanted to work in affordable housing. It was just that the approval timelines took too long and the costs and the incentives weren't significant enough to do something at a large scale. So I feel pretty excited by what the government has done and all of the impetus towards affordable housing. If the right economic opportunity presents itself, we would look at that too.
Right, those were Paramus commercial real estate plans. Now, when India's rich invest, they choose real estate. We've told you this earlier, and here's proof. A Knight Frank Wealth report found that the Indian rich are the world's biggest investors in real estate, owning an average of 4 properties per head. The report also forecasts that India's billionaire population is set to double over the next decade. With so much wealth in the country, how will it boost demand in the real estate sector? To give us more details on that, I'm being joined now by Ghulam Zia, Executive Director at Knight Frank. Ghulam, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Breaks. Now, firstly, tell us in detail, how exactly are the rich in India rich?
The numbers that we have been tracking has actually increased at a mind-blowing pace of more than 333% in last 1 decade. And going forward also, this number will continue to grow at the same pace, albeit the growth would be slightly different. The wealthy Indians we are tracking, millionaires if I'm talking about, are more than 250, almost 250,000 millionaires do we have that we are tracking. On the other side, on the other extreme end of billionaires, we have about 78 billionaires in the country, and that number is also growing. So the point is that last 10 years, India has seen tremendous growth in the number of high wealthy individuals, high net worth individuals, etc. So from a 2.5 lakh number to 78 is the kind of proportion we're looking at, billionaire to millionaire. And this number will, as we said, even will continue to grow. Most of these guys reside between Mumbai and Delhi. As we speak, out of these numbers, the multimillionaires, about 1,000 odd UHNIs are in Mumbai. And going forward, we will see this almost doubling up in next 10 years. And same is the case with Delhi will catch up.
All right, Gulam. All right, Gulam, I want to check with you. How will this, boost demand in the real estate sector? And tell us which areas they're looking out for.
See, as far as real estate is concerned, it has always remained one of the most talked about area of investment, especially from individuals, the ultra high net worth individuals and wealthy individuals, etc. Almost about 29% as we see are also looking at investing going forward in next couple of years as well in housing itself, in real estate. And that is something which will continue to fuel the growth of luxury housing especially. Because this is one sector which is looking at buying high-end residential apartments in practically all of these cities where they belong. And focus would continue to be on Mumbai, where the rate of growth will also be tremendous going forward in the next couple of years.
Gulam, with all the rich in the country, gunning for real estate, do you think it will help in the clearing up of the high amount of inventory, especially in the luxury segment?
Well, as far as inventory is concerned, of course, the exact idea of when will they buy this property is a question. Like for example, in case of Mumbai, we have a huge supply which is already under construction, especially in South Central Mumbai and so on. But this entire number may not be actually absorbed in next year and a half or 2 or 3. And that's exactly how even the completion of this supply is also spread out. But going forward, I'm sure most of these numbers, the apartments and the inventories that we're talking about, will cater to the demand that is growing. Like as we spoke about earlier, the number of wealthy individuals and the millionaires is growing at a breakneck speed. And as we speak, pan-India, we have almost about 250,000 individuals who are in that category. So that is something which will continue to grow. And hence, as far as the existing inventory of luxury apartments is concerned, is not something too much to worry about. Obviously, developers know the current state of affairs in the economy, the rate at which these apartments will sell going forward. And accordingly, they will also delay their launches or completions, etc.
Gulam, one last thing before we let you go, I wanted to check with you. Are the rich looking to invest more in residential or commercial properties?
Look, as far as investment in commercial properties is concerned, it's pretty niche in its characteristics because of the size, because of the expectation of that investment is more for the high yielding assets that you have, because the rental yield in office properties is pretty high, closing to double digit. 9 to 11% is the range that you would expect as returns. So it's entirely the decision of an individual which way one is looking at. But office space purchases or office space investment is something which is not very common. However, residential purchases or buying a house for investment is extremely common because it actually doubles up. You can stay there because it's extremely high-end luxury apartment which you would want to even flaunt, you would want to really to show it in the society, etc. At the same time, it also works as a possible investment apparatus or investment model that you would use in future to make good returns.
All right, Gulam, we'll let it be at that. Gulam Zia of Knight Frank, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on. It's a big blow to leading cement companies operating out of Delhi. The National Green Tribunal has issued a notice to more than 13 companies for violating pollution norms. These include biggies like JK Cement, ACC, Ultratech, Binani as well. The companies have been accused of overloading trucks with cement and clinker to save toll tax. The petitioner in the case has alleged that the companies named have been overloading trucks by over 200 to 250%. The union government, Delhi Pollution Control Committee, Central Pollution Control Board and the Ministry of Transport are now appearing on an advance notice and have sought time to file a reply to the petition. And with that, we've completely run out of time over here. But if you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email ID flashing on your screens. We're also on Twitter and Facebook. So feel free to tweet to us or post your query on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. Also remember to check out our live streaming website, www.mbnow.in. And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of the news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.